Okay, guys, if you have no cash or no credit, you're basically fucked. But here's how you're gonna unfuck yourself, potentially. Okay, I'm making this video because if you watched my video from yesterday, or my last video, depending on when I upload this, I talk about how tough love made me rich and how the lack of tough love keeps people poor. So rather than like be a prissy little missy on the internet like a lot of these online guys, my motivation is very rooted in, like, my motivational speaking is very rooted in what made me successful, and that is tough love. Okay, so what you need to understand is that if you have no cash or credit, you're at the very bottom of the totem pole of the world, and you have nowhere lower to necessarily go. Like, you can't fuck your credit up. It's already fucked. You don't have any. Okay? And you can't fuck your money up because you don't have any either. Okay? So whatever risk you're scared to take is not going to do that much to you. Like, yeah, could you go from Section 8 to homeless? Sure, but like, most of you aren't in that situation. Most of you are like living at home, or like, yeah, you like have like, you know, a few thousand saved up for rent and bills, but you're stuck in this hoarding money place where you're hoarding your last dollar thinking you're going to stack your way to riches, or stack your way to a better life, or trade your way to a better life. I've heard like a lot of you guys want to trade because you think it's like, oh, I can sit behind a computer and do it from a beach and I don't have to talk to anybody. Listen, bro, people that have money from trading or investing, they already had money. AKA, I am one of those people, so I know. I run a trading group, okay? But I don't allow people to come into my trading group that don't already have active income, whether it's through their own business, whether it's through a job, whether it's through a career. Okay, so if you're watching this and you have no cash or credit, we're gonna fix that. Here's how, okay? To qualify for what I'm about to say, you need to have a 580 credit score. If you have below a 580, there's very little I can do if you also don't have any money. That's like really, really hard to fix, and I'm telling you from experience. I'm gonna tell you a story about a kid I grew up playing basketball with. I've probably known him for a total of 8-9 years now. Okay. He's a lot younger than me, but he was a good basketball player. He played college. He actually played professionally overseas, which didn't pay well. Yeah, most pro basketball players, bro, do not make money. Unless you're in the NBA, you don't make money. Okay, so most pro basketball players overseas do not make money. So don't let, people confuse you. He came to me, he got his marketing degree. Good degree, not a bullshit degree, but he has no connections, so he can't get a job. And he's like, bro, I don't want to keep playing basketball because it doesn't pay. I'm like, listen, dude, what do you want to make? He's like, I just want to make 6 figures. I'm like, okay. Here's the funny part. He has a student loan for about $5,000, meaning the government gave him a loan to go to college and basically fucked him over because now he has no connections and has no job prospects. Okay? Here's how he actually got fucked over, though. He also cannot qualify for any credit cards because he has no credit history. His score is actually like a 600, but he has no history because no one ever taught him from the age of 18 to 22 to fucking get a credit card. They don't teach you that shit in college. So college gave him $5,000 to go to school. He's paying that debt off. Nope, you don't qualify for anything else until you pay the debt off. Or how is he supposed to pay the debt off if he doesn't have a job because college didn't give him a job? So I jumped through loops and hoops. He put a deposit down too, by the way, guys, to get into sales. Like, he put a deposit down for my program with the like couple $100s that he could afford to let go at the time. Okay. And I was like, okay, bro, this is enough for me to at least, like, I know you, you know what I mean? This is enough for me to help you try to find a lender that can fix your life. So every lender said no. And at the end, I asked one of the lenders, I said, dude, if he doesn't have credit history, how is he supposed to get financing? Because like, he can't even start the process of building credit. You're not letting him start. They said, oh, it's not even about that. He doesn't have enough income. I'm like, yeah, because he's a student, guys. Right? So now this kid is basically forced to go out on his own, build connections the hard way, the slow way. He's not from an area where connections are just thrown at him. He claims he says his one of his family members works in corporate, but I'm like, okay, well, clearly not well enough. She has no connections. She's not doing that well, right? Because you would have a job. And you know what's funny? I asked him, I'm like, dude, like, why don't you just ask your family to be a co-signer on this very small loan? Like, it's less than your student loan debt, what I'm trying to get you a loan for. They were okay with you getting a loan for that, right? But you don't have a job. He's like, nah, bro, they're probably just gonna tell me to figure it out on my own. And I'm like, so this is where he gave up, right? His lack of resourcefulness. He doesn't even want to be in sales by that action. He didn't want to go sell his family on why they should co-sign for him so he can actually change his life by getting into a sales training and job placement program where he can actually make 6 figures. He didn't want to do that. His family sold him on going to college probably, right? And going into debt for that. But he won't sell them in return. And this reminds me of, like, now that I'm thinking about it, you guys know this isn't scripted. Like, I just talk and go while I drive. I can't read a teleprompter while I drive, okay? That guy's trunk is just wide open and he's driving. What the fuck? Okay, so this reminds me of one of my good friends, okay? He was like 50 pounds overweight. He like gained a bunch of weight. And his parents are super rich. But he was too scared to ask his parents to pay for his gym membership when he was unemployed. And he's like, no, bro, I need to focus on getting a job. And he was like focusing on that for like a year and a half. And I was like, bro, like, you are obese. You're gonna die early. Like, what do you want to do? And you know what I had to do, guys? I had to go pitch his family on paying for his gym membership. And guess what? They said yes. All he had to do was ask. He wasted a year and a half. Sometimes all you gotta do is ask, guys. And guess what? Now he's like lost most of that weight. I think he's only 20 pounds heavier than he used to be. But he looks good. He used to have fucking cankles. Now he doesn't. Okay? Now he has a girl that he actually has sex with because he's allowed to. The woman allowed him to. Right? So, guys, what are the morals of this story? If you have no credit and no cash, sometimes you just need to ask somebody else for help. But if you have minimum 580 credit and you have no cash, the best way to change that is not to start a business, not to trade, not to invest. None of that shit's gonna work. You don't have enough money to do those things. You need to get a good job, a high-paying job where you're not siphoning money out of your account on a weekly basis, but actually depositing money into your account. I hope the lighting doesn't suck. I'm going into this garage now. But yeah, it's about to suck. Okay, well, if that's the case, I don't know why I said if that's the case, but if that's you and you have literally a 580 credit score is all you need to get a loan from my private lender for my program's tuition to get a 6-figure sales job after I train you so you become capable of doing the job. I don't care if you're socially awkward now. You can become good. I used to be socially awkward too. Now I yell in a camera and I'm rich because of that. Well, I'm also rich because of other things. I'm rich because of sales. I'm rich because of investing after I started making money in sales. I'm telling you, I know the order of operations. I just loaded up on Bitcoin this morning. It's at 78K. It's April, what's today, 7th. Okay, we're gonna ball. I just missed my turn because I'm focused on you guys. Okay? DM me, Profit with Cam. Let's start the conversation. Do not be scared to change your life if you are fucked right now. See you guys later. Love you. Bye.